If you've been dealing with chronic fatigue, inflammation, or autoimmune symptoms that just won't quit, I need you to hear this. Your body isn't broken, and it's not betraying you. Your nervous system has been stuck in survival mode, possibly since childhood, and nobody ever taught you how to turn it off. I'm Natima, and I've spent 20 years as a physical therapist and autoimmune freedom coach, helping women understand that healing doesn't start with another supplement or protocol. It starts when your body finally feels safe. And today, I'm going to show you 3 proven methods to repair your nervous system and heal your trauma, big or small, so your body can stop protecting you from danger that no longer exists now. And you'll finally start healing from the inside out. So let's start by understanding how your nervous system works. Your nervous system is a lot like the electrical wiring in your house. When the wiring is intact, everything works. The lights turn on smoothly. The alarms only sound when there's real danger. But trauma, whether it's big T trauma or little t trauma, they both create tiny little nicks in that wiring. And I don't just mean dramatic events. It can be moments when you feel unseen, or when you've swallowed your emotions, or when you had to grow up faster than you were ready for. These aren't random, but they accumulate over time. You start noticing the effects. Your lights flicker, your alarms go off for no reason, feeling like something is wrong even before the day even begins. So inside your body, you have 2 branches of the nervous system. The parasympathetic system, which helps you rest, digest, and heal. And the sympathetic branch, this is your danger mode. This is where survival mode is activated. Now, trauma traps your sympathetic system in the on position. And this matters deeply for autoimmune conditions because your immune system becomes confused. It can't tell the difference between real threats and old, unresolved ones. So it tries to protect you, even if that means turning on your own body. Your body isn't broken. It's just following a danger program that was installed a long time ago. So before we get into the 3 proven methods to heal from trauma, let's talk about the vagus nerve. This is your built-in reset switch. Now, here's the beautiful part. Your body actually comes with a reset switch. That's the vagus nerve. It runs from your brain down through your vocal cords, your heart, your lungs, and into every major organ in your body. So think of it as your main circuit breaker. When you activate the vagus nerve, you're sending a direct message to your body. We're safe now. You can calm down. Now, this isn't just woo-woo. This is actual physiology. And I've seen hundreds of women experience the same shift where their fatigue eases, their inflammation drops, and their bodies finally exhale for the first time. So let's pause for a moment before I share the 3 steps to healing any trauma. I've noticed something interesting while making these videos. I get way more video watchers than I have subscribers. And the reason I bring this up is because it truly helps every time someone subscribes, comments, likes, or shares this video. It tells me this content is valuable, and it tells me to keep creating more free trainings like this. And honestly, I know not everybody watching will ever have the opportunity to work closely with me, so this is my small way of giving back to the world. So thank you. Please hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button because it makes a huge difference. So for the 3 proven methods to heal your trauma, let's start with the first way. This is something that you likely have not been doing, otherwise you wouldn't have the inflammation level that you have. The first step is to validate the pain. This is where healing begins. When you acknowledge that the event, mental, emotional, or physical, really did create hurt in you, that's when you're telling your body, I hear you. But when the pain isn't acknowledged, the body stores it because your body feels unheard. It feels rejected. It feels unsafe. So when you say to yourself out loud, when X event happened, I felt lonely or betrayed or ashamed or guilty, this activates your vagus nerve because you're speaking it out loud, but it also tells your emotions and your repressed self or the inner child, I hear you. I see that when that happened, you felt that. Self-validation and speaking it out loud activates your vagus nerve. But I do want you to notice the phrasing. To validate yourself, avoid saying, I am hurt, because that fuses your identity to the pain. But when you say, I felt hurt or I feel hurt, this gives it separation from you and embodying that level of pain. I hope that makes sense. It lets your body know that you're witnessing the feeling, you're observing it from a distance, even if that distance is very little. And that means that you're not becoming that emotion. You're not becoming more depressed or more ashamed because you're acknowledging yourself. And part of self-validation is self-compassion. I work with women who are just so critical with themselves. They never feel good enough. They feel like they're always behind and they just don't feel worthy. So when you are compassionate with yourself and you say something like, it makes sense that I feel this way. It makes sense that I felt hurt when that happened because I didn't know then what I know now. I was just doing my best. I had good intentions. Self-compassion opens the door for your nervous system to receive love from the parts of you that you once rejected. So I had a client who was just so critical, and I encouraged her to use her voice so she can talk to herself in a calm way. And so she started to speak her affirmations out loud. And she would say something like, I felt betrayed in the past. Now I am healing. She found this to be quite soothing because when you hear meditations from outside of you, you're not activating your vagus nerve. But she felt that she was calming herself down. And she felt day by day, the pain started to go away with just this simple practice. Okay, so the next step to healing from trauma is feeling your feelings. This is just so critical to healing because we just want to suppress the feelings, especially the negative ones, the sadness, the despair, the grief, the resentment. That feels yucky. And we think that if we just stuff them down, we'll never have to feel them again. But actually what happens is that your nervous system stores it and it tags it to remind yourself that there's something that is dangerous that you always have to pay attention to. This is why trauma can trigger you even without you realizing it, just because it's already tagged by your nervous system. Most trauma is just repressed emotion stuck in the body. So healing trauma then requires expression of emotion. Feel the anger, feel the sadness, feel the resentment, the jealousy, whatever is there. I like the saying that emotions are energy in motion. So punch a pillow, yell into a blanket, swear, cry, shake, write it down. Just get it out of your mind and out of your body and out of you so that you can see it. And talk to someone safe. Talk to someone who can hold that container for you, who can hold your emotions without judging you, without gaslighting you, without shaming you. If the person you need to express it to isn't in your life anymore because they've passed away or you don't have any contact with them, then write them a letter. Not to send to them, but so that you can let go of what your body never got to finish saying. What I encourage my clients to do is to really sit with emotions. I know it's going to feel yucky, but I promise you the yucky feeling is temporary if you allow yourself to feel it instead of fighting it, because fighting it requires more energy. Think of a beach ball that if you were in the water, you would have to use your arms to keep pushing the beach ball down. Your arms would get tired and eventually the beach ball would win. That's the same thing with suppressing your emotions. Just allow the ball to come up and then your arms can rest and that will feel way better. So examples of this would be to punch a pillow or scream into a pillow, or in the car where you feel safe to be able to yell without someone judging you. Journal every day for 7 minutes without thinking. Just allow yourself to feel. Don't think about it, just feel. A great way to do this is to speak your feelings out loud in a mirror. When you name emotions as they arise throughout the day, then the emotions don't just pop up out of nowhere and surprise you. I worked with a mom who wasn't allowed to show that she was overwhelmed. She was just a typical super mom who did everything for everybody else, and she didn't want her kids or her husband or her community to know that she was overwhelmed. So she kept suppressing her resentment, her guilt, until she popped like popcorn. What happened was her husband was a very busy man himself, and he traveled all the time, leaving her alone with the kids maybe half the time. And she almost was jealous of him and was resentful that he got to go and do what he loved to do when she was stuck at home with the kids. And once she understood what she was resentful about and she validated her own feelings, acknowledged her jealousy and resentment, she was able to express this to her husband. And even before he responded, she just felt so good in her body. And because she felt good in her body, her husband actually received it really well. And together they found ways to get her the help and support that she needed. The third part of healing your trauma is the release. Now, this can sound tricky, and I'm doing my best to break this down in a way so that you understand this. So once you've validated and acknowledged your pain and given yourself compassion, and you've allowed yourself to feel the feelings, the next part is allowing yourself to let go of that. It's like going back to the beach ball. You don't have to keep holding on to the beach ball. If you drop it, it actually floats on its own, right? But just trusting that you letting go is going to support you. That's the tricky part, because we like that sense of control. We're holding on to that beach ball. We feel like we're doing the work. We're controlling it. And I know that's why it's hard to let go. For releasing the trauma, I think the easiest way is to start with the physical release. Our body holds on to emotions and it keeps a record or a memory of every repressed emotion and every physical trauma and scar or injury that we've had. So in order to have a physical release, you gotta move, you gotta sweat, you gotta shake, bounce, stretch, do scar tissue or myofascial work. Anything that lets the body release that tension that was holding on to that trauma. For the mental release, this is where you rewire the mind. You teach it new thoughts and new meaning, and you help it reinterpret the old danger cues. So, for example, if you felt resentment or always doing the work, nobody offers to help, to rewire that thought that is creating tension and pain in your body. So, if you look at it as, oh, I was the one who chose to do all that, and no one helped because they didn't know I needed help. So, maybe if I ask for help, someone could help, right? That's the same incident, but you're learning to look at it a different way. And you might have to keep trying different angles until you find one that fits and that feels good. So you're letting go of an old thought, the old thought of nobody cares about me, nobody can help me. And the new thought is, well, maybe if I ask for help, then I might receive the help, right? Same situation, different thought processes. Adopting the new thought will require you to let go of the old thought. So that's how you let go thoughts that aren't serving you. Now, in terms of how to release trauma on an energetic level, I'm talking about at a vibrational cell frequency level, this is where the surrender piece comes into play. And this is what a lot of people get confused about because they think surrendering means giving up. They think that, oh, if I accept the situation, if I surrender and trust that it will be taken care of, then I have no control over the situation. But in actuality, when you surrender, that's when you have freedom. So again, going back to the beach ball, when you surrender, you're letting go of the grip you didn't even know you were holding on to. And I've definitely struggled with this. Releasing is a hard concept to understand. And once you understand and you practice it, it can happen very quickly. So again, releasing isn't about giving up. It's not forgetting. And it's not saying that what happened was okay. It just means that you accept that it was done, that it's already done. You can't change what happened in the past, and that you no longer fight something because in the present moment it doesn't exist. It does exist if you keep fighting for it, because you fighting for it is telling your body that danger exists, and therefore the alarms will be activated, and therefore your body will still experience the trauma. So releasing truly is about giving your body permission to stop reliving the danger. So if this video about healing trauma resonated with you, I also linked my inner child healing meditation in the description. It's very powerful because it helps walk you through what I shared with you today about healing your trauma and releasing it. It's a powerful next step in reconnecting with safety inside your body and activating your vagus nerve. And before I let you go, I have something for you. It's a tool. And if you've struggled with trauma, staying stuck inside you for years, you likely also have stuck inflammation. And so after working with hundreds of clients, I've been able to identify the real roots of inflammation. And that's why I created a free inflammation indicator test. It's a tool to help you see what's causing your inflammation. It takes less than 5 minutes. You get instant results and an activation plan to start healing right away. The link is in the description. So until next time, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. I respond to each one. Thank you so much. See you soon.